Today our topic of discussion is cohesive zone, the heart of blast furnace. This is the reason where ore burden softened around 1100 and eventually melt between 1400 1450 degrees centigrade, becoming nearly impermeable to gas. It lies between upper granular zone and dripping zone and plays a critical role in final indirect reduction and the transition to direct reduction. Its shape and position directly influence gas flow, pressure drop, and overall furnace efficiency. The cohesive zone begins softening at temperature between 1100 to 1250 degrees centigrade for cold, we can say acid center and lumpur, and above 1300 degrees centigrade for basic center with FeO. High FeO content lowers melting temperature significantly. So we are coming to see, for example, a basicity of zero point 0.9 with a 40% FeO result in a liquid temperature of just 1220 degrees centigrade compared to 1540 with no FeO. So we can see that how FeO transform the melting temperature. We said our FeO formed just before melting, marking the onset of direct reduction. This stage also coincides with a sharp drop in permeability. The shape of the cohesive zone determines how gas flow through the furnace. A central working mode with an inverted V shape minimizes wall heat losses but risks unmelted burden near the tuer. In contrast, a wall working pro mode with a W shape increases the wall heat losses and the fuel rate but offer more thermal robustness. Above the cohesive zone, the ore burden is permeable, but within the zone, it becomes a gas barrier. Gas must then pass through the coke slates, which makes up only about 20% of the resistance above melting, while ore layer contribute around 80%. So this we have to add in memory all the time. Now coming to the pressure drop across the furnace distributed as follows: about 30% in the shaft, the pressure loss of 30% in the shaft, 35% is the cohesive zone and 25% in the active coke zone and 10% in the tuer. So you can know, we can see this breakup where it shows that 35% the cohesive zone, that means cohesive zones remains very important area for pressure drop control, and we need to control this cohesive zone, which becomes a efficient key enabler to increase the efficiency of blast furnace. The cohesive zone is the, we can say, the highest resistance region, as it shows, and we have discussed also, and it's exerting the major upward force on the burden. If total drop exceeded 1.6 to 1.9 bar, it can lead to hanging or slipping of the burden. So fines concentrated near wall also worsen the permeability loss and causes gas short circuiting also. Now coming to the material behavior and softening. So let's have a look at how material behave in a cohesive zone. Hematite first reduces to magnetite around 500 degrees centigrade, which affect the reduction degradation index. Now magnetite then reduces to austenite at about 900 degrees centigrade, and austenite combined with FeO rich gangue begin melting at 1100 to 1150 degrees centigrade, especially in acidic gangue. So this melting collapse the burden structure, leading to a permeability loss. The collapse sequence typically follow like lump or first collapse, then center, and then finally pallet. So lump, center, pallet is the gradual collapse. Notably, hydrogen continues reduction the burden even after CO diffusion stops. Now coming to the controlling the cohesive zone is a vital for stable furnace operation. This involves managing the coke to ore ratio radically to maintain coke slate at the wall. Ideally at 25% by volume is the general formula. The cohesive zone's position must be optimized. As we know, a low root risk unmelted burden and to a damage, while a high root increases the wall losses and reduces efficiency. So monitoring tool include above burden probe for gas utilization profile also, and the wall temperature pattern to detect short circuiting as well. Now target dimension include an ore layer of 70 to 80 centimeter at throat and a coke layer at least 32 centimeter at the throat. So with 14 to 18 centimeter minimum at belly. So these are the basically key indices that operator need to look into while operating the furnace day to day.